3 medicinal flowers that you can grow in your garden. Echinacea. We made a skin salve using fresh flowers infused in oil. Topical application of echinacea can help treat skin issues like eczema, psoriasis, and insect bites. It is believed to reduce redness, itching, and irritation. Rose of Sharon. Rose of Sharon is a powerhouse of healing properties. Tea made from the flowers can help soothe sore throats, coughs, and other symptoms of respiratory infections. 4 o'clock flower typically opens its blooms in the late afternoon. A simple poultice of the crushed plant can be applied to bumps, bruises, and even broken bones to speed up healing and reduce swelling.
Herbal books are great and you should read them, but they won't teach you as much as hands-on experience. Here's what I learned through trial and error while blending my own teas. Herbs work differently when combined than they do individually. Your goal should be to combine herbs to minimize some of the less positive effects of certain herbs and maximize the more beneficial effects. You won't actually know if your blend has what herbalists call synergy until you experiment with it, and chances are the recipe you start out with won't be remotely close to the recipe you end up with. Start with an initial recipe based on your goals for that blend, and then be fully prepared to mess around with ratios, swap out herbs for other herbs, and drink a million cups of tea in the meantime. And most importantly, take notes along the way. Make sure you understand the difference between blend 1 and blend 3 and how they felt in your body.
Why should I bathe in tea instead of a bath bomb? That's a question I get a lot. I personally stopped using bath bombs years before I started Inoki Bathhouse. The ingredients in bath bombs always made my skin feel itchy. I didn't like the idea of bathing in so many chemicals, and the artificial fragrances were always overpowering. I started bathing in tea because I reminisce of bathhouses that I visited when I was in Asia. Bathhouses that used ingredients that made my skin feel so nourished, and it smelled like an absolute dream. What you put on your skin matters, and what you soak in also matters. Tea baths are packed with antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins that protect and nourish the skin. I do want to say not all tea baths are made the same, but I highly recommend it to anyone to try.
Good morning, everybody. Today I am going to be showing you guys how I make my 100% natural skin and hair moisturizer. I keep saying hair, face oil, skin and face oil. Let's get into it. So if you guys are new here, my name is Haley Martin and I am studying to be a practicing herbalist. So today I am going to be showing you guys how I make my favorite face and skin oil that I use every day. Let's get into it. So you're going to start with any size jar that you want. Obviously, the bigger the jar, the more products you're going to make. But if you're working with dried herbs, you're only going to be filling it halfway up to the jar. If you're working with fresh, not dried herbs, you're going to be filling your herbs all the way up to the top. And then for both, we're going to fill the rest with our oil that we choose. First up is rose petals. So rose petals is extremely moisturizing. It's going to really get deep in your skin and really help rehydrate all of our skin cells. It is also incredible for repairing any damage that have been done over time, whether that's from the sun or just from cold weather. Just kind of eyeballing it. You can measure it out if you'd like, but I just like eyeballing it. Let's throw that guy back in there. Rose petals also helps reduce any redness. Kind of ironic with the color, but it helps reduce redness in our skin. Next we have is calendula. Calendula is incredible for preventing any acne and really restoring any impurities that we have going on. Similar to rose petals, we're gonna just get in there. This is actually gonna help lock in our hydration so it doesn't just go away as the day goes by. It's actually gonna lock in our skin. And it also promotes tissue regeneration in our skin. So skin is one of our biggest organs, so it's really gonna help really nourish that. And like I said, you could use this recipe on your whole body, not just your face, your entire body, to really make sure all of our skin is at its prime. Next we have nettle. Nettle is one of my top 5 herbs. It is packed with nutrients, absolutely packed. Absolutely packed. If you could just think about that for a second, we are putting all those nutrients directly on one of our most absorbent organs in our body. It's going to help improve blood circulation to our skin. It's going to help calm eczema and acne. Woo! I might go back in there with some more because we got a long way to go to halfway. It helps really tone your skin and reduce the size of our pores. Now, I'm going to go back because I realized I didn't even add enough of this. I posted my last recipe on this, the first batch I made, and I used chamomile instead of yarrow flower. You could also use chamomile. It is incredible, deeply nourishing, so incredible for repairing any damaged skin cells. For today, I am really running low on my chamomile, so I cannot be using it all up on this. I'm sorry, I love it too much to not waste it, but I would literally have to finish all my chamomile that I have, so I can't do that until I get more. Anyways, my yarrow flower is the next best up, because last time I didn't even have this, but this is an incredible astringent, going to help tighten our pores, really make them smaller, which then in turn creates a better, younger look. Almost you'll hear anti-aging properties, which all of these herbs do have. It's also going to help with creating less acne, because the smaller your pores are, the less things and dirt and impurities can get into our pores, which then means that we have less acne and breakouts, which is why yarrow has been used for hundreds of years for major wounds, for doing a poultice, which is basically just a natural bandage. It helps soothe irritated and inflamed skin. So incredible. Now that you got all your herbs up in there, now it is time for our oil. You could use any oil you'd like. Each one has its own consistencies. Last time I used avocado oil, it's actually very nice and thin on your skin and absorbs very quickly. We are going to be using primarily argan oil, and like I said, you just fill the whole jar up. We're going to be using mostly argan oil and then some castor oil. Castor oil is thicker and more dense, so it's going to be more thick on your skin, which no one really wants, so that's why we're only going to be adding a little bit. These each oils have incredible properties. Argan oil is high in your essential fatty acids. It's going to really help moisturize all your pores without clogging them, which is key. It won't clog your pores. It also helps reduces fine lines and wrinkles and any damage as well. It helps improve firmness and elasticity too, which is incredible. You want your skin to be more elastic because let's say you gain weight or lose weight. This is just an example, but your skin will be able to bounce back very quickly. If your skin is not elastic, any sort of strain on it is going to leave those wrinkles and almost sagging skin, which you'll see. And not only on your face, across your entire body. You want it to be elastic so it bounces back like a rubber band. So castor oil is incredibly healing, just like argan oil. So is packed with nutrients, deeply hydrating, antimicrobial, antibacterial. So right there, that's all we're going to be doing for the castor oil. Like I said, it's very thick. All of these things are going to help improve circulation and blood flow to the skin. And then here you want to pour your oil as close to the rim as possible without spilling, obviously. And this is the part where I would put parchment paper on top of everything before you put your lid on, for protecting the lid, and also when you pop open the lid, it can help keep things more in there. But unfortunately, I am out of parchment paper, and I just realized right before this video. But just for today, we're just gonna put the lid right on. But at home, put parchment paper in between the lid. And now you give it a good, nice shake. If you wanna take a look at what's going on, you see the layers. I probably should have shaken her up before I did this. Make sure you're always labeling and dating your oil. So here I wrote the date and every single ingredient that was put in here. And then you just, like I said, let it store in a dark, cool place for about 6 weeks at least, and then you can completely strain her. So we'll come back in 6 weeks and see how she's doing. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you guys next time.
Here are all of the herbs you need to make a batch of goddess tea. This is my favorite and most popular organic loose leaf tea for female hormone balance. When you are sourcing ingredients, it's super important to find organic herbs. This blend contains a base of red raspberry leaf, nettle, spearmint, and roses, and has supporting herbs of oat straw, dandelion leaf, and chamomile. It's a fantastic blend for female hormones, especially those who deal with painful cramping, irregular periods, heavy bleeding, mood swings, low energy, and hormonal breakouts. Mixing up your own teas is a great way to become familiar with the herbs and to find the right combination of herbs that make up your perfect tea. Red raspberry leaf is known as ladies' best friend, and it helps to tone the uterus. Nettle is full of essential nutrients, and spearmint is great for excess androgens like testosterone. This is an example of an herbal blend that should be in your medicine cabinet at all times for healthy hormones.
I want y'all to see this. You see all these beautiful little yellow flowers right here? Now this is what I like to call city herbalism, because all of these are right by an abandoned, burnt down apartment building. This is called Oxalis stricta, also known as common yellow wood sorrel or lemon clover or sour grass. So you can actually, hold on here. The whole plant is edible. You can actually just take it and chew on it, and it kind of tastes like lemon. It's like a little bit sour. It is a diuretic and known to help with digestion. You just don't want to eat a whole bunch of it. There's a chemical compound in there that can basically mess with your calcium absorption. But it's a wonderful little treat if you want to cut some up and top them on a salad or just chew on the stems.
Today we're foraging 4 wild herbs to help you sleep. The first is mugwort. It's a deep muscle relaxant and will help your body release any tension and get ready for a great night's sleep. It can also lead to quite lucid dreams, so just a small amount is fine. The second is pineapple weed, which is also known as wild chamomile, and it has all the same medicine and properties as regular chamomile. It contains plenty of flavonoids, which have a sedative effect. The third is lavender, which can often be found in the wild as a garden escapee. And finally, we have lemon balm, which is used to help with stress, anxiety, and insomnia. I love using a combination of these herbs in a sleepy tea or even in a simple herbal bath. I simply rub a few handfuls of my chosen herbs to release their oils and add them to the bath too.